closer at power forward, Kenyon Martin and the Denver Nuggets go up against the Indiana Pacers and their 7'2" colossus, Roy Hibbert. Nuggets, Pacers, coming up next.
And there is Carmelo. Primed and ready to go as he makes his way into the arena. Contest here in Indianapolis. Happy to be with you for our broadcast of 2K Sports and the NBA. Here's Nene. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Chauncey Billups and J.R. Smith are the backcourt tandem. K. Martin and Nene are inside. And Anthony. And it's Martin missing. On offense, here are the Pacers. Clark, this Nuggets team has been called combustible in the past, but now they can be called a powerhouse team with room to get better.
And I think it starts with Carmelo, Kevin. I think when he stepped his level of play up and his leadership and his commitment to defense as well, that helped the Nuggets.
I like your mention of his defense. You're right, he's improved.
Yep.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, George Karl and I caught up for just a bit. He said that his team knows about the blocking capabilities they're up against, but they will look to use it to their advantage. He said leapers want to leap. If we can get them up in the air, we'll have a chance to get some of them in early foul trouble. Let's see, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Clark, so much for advanced scouting.
Sometimes that's a false prophecy, though, and you have to adjust to what the other team is coming out and running.
And Clark, Ty Lawson's play helped as well when you talk about the Nuggets last year. He was really a force off the bench for him.
Well, I loved his energy, Kevin, and he's a point guard who wants to make things happen. He's strong, he gets in the lane, and he's an injection of energy and efficiency off that bench. Really showed what he can do last year.
Chauncey Billups, Clark, 6'3", 202 out of Colorado. That school not exactly a factory for top NBA players.
No, but they got one in Billups, partner. I mean, a 5-time NBA All-Star, 2-time All-Defense selection, NBA Finals MVP, and, of course, an NBA championship. Billups is the real deal.
Nice resume.
Very nice.
And Indiana has possession, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tipped.
Very, very sloppy. I mean, you have to thread the needle when you pass it inside.
Oh!
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Nuggets on D. Down low. Here's George. Answers right back with a dunk of his own.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket. A little different look here. Great man-to-man defense.
And Indiana has possession. To the paint. And the Nuggets making a change here. Aflalo's checked in. Here's Granger. Goes up. Kenyon Martin grabs the board.
Kevin, he doesn't miss those layups often. Interior D made him think about that one, though.
From deep, Billups. Kept alive. Pass to Nene. Inside. It's taken away by Collison.
Things got jammed up near the rim, and that left a golden opportunity for the steal.
Here's George. Mark corrals the miss inside. The Nuggets trail. Nene, the pass to Anthony. And Granger picks him up defensively. Outside, Billups. He's covered by Collison. It's taken away by Collison.
Nice anticipation right there to snatch that one. Good defensive footwork shut down his path to the basket.
And the turnover by Denver. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. They trail by 1. And here's a follow for 3. And they call over the back here. Too much contact.
You know, those fouls are kind of easy to fall into. The refs caught him climbing up the back. The ball's almost in your grasp, but if you bump the defender while he's going up, they will blow the whistle.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Smith is checked in. Here is Hansbrough. Over Martin. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
He really needs to hit that consistently, or they'll just keep letting him shoot it.
The Pacers finished last season with a 9-21 record against the tough Western Conference.
Well, we call it the Wild, Wild West, Kevin, and for good reason. You don't win games out there if you're not playing at a high level. The West has had an edge over the Pacers for a long time now.
And now our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, has some info for us. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, rookie Paul George wasn't a big-name prospect going into last season at Fresno State. He said, I think that definitely gives me the edge. I always play with a chip on my shoulder, being the underdog, being a guy that's not high profile. That's where I get most of my fight from. He has the talent to be special, guys. We'll see if he uses that edge.
Thank you, Doris. The shot by Nene, no good. And you look at the Pacers, their interconference record was tied with the Kings, who were second to last overall in the West.
It just goes to show you the disparity, Kevin. I mean, it probably has more to do with the conferences than with the Indiana Pacers specifically.
Collison against Billups. Chance there to take the lead, missing. Takes it up. Great D that time from Martin.
This quarter's been a disaster for him, Kevin. He just can't buy a bucket.
Now a follow to end the drought. And that's the end of one post-game so far. Pacers out in front, up by 1.
And they've really played well on D. It's all about teamwork and communication.
And now the start of the second quarter. And so far, it's been a closely contested game. Here is Collison, looking for his first bucket of the game. So with Anthony sitting on the bench, here's the group that George Karl has on the floor. Ty Lawson and J.R. Smith, they're manning the backcourt. Aflalo is out there with Martin and Anderson.
They're trying to stir things up to make something happen. They've switched their D to full court press.
Aflalo sets a pick. Outside for Martin. Clock is at 3. Goes up. It's blocked. That's a 24-second violation, and they'll turn it over. Big group substitution here for Denver. Nene, he's checked in for Anderson. Harrington comes in for Kenyon Martin. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And Chauncey Billups has subbed in for Ty Lawson. Indiana leading. Taken away by Anthony. It's one-on-one. Takes it up. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Carmelo Anthony, now a 3-time All-Star, is entering the prime of his career.
And Kevin, he's one of the league's premier scorers. I mean, he can do it inside and outside, and he's become the face of that Nuggets franchise.
Smith kicks to Nene, and the bucket is good, laid up and in from the assist. Here is Collison. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Foster's checked in for the Pacers. And it's the Pacers' ball. They trail by 1. He touched on this when talking about Melo. How can this Denver team get over the hump and finally make a finals appearance?
Well, they've got to stay healthy. We talk about that all the time. They need more depth up front, consistency from their role players, and Carmelo Anthony has to simply do what he's been doing.
Right side, Collison. Here's Hansbrough, and he jams it in beautifully.
Speed is only part of the equation here. He's not blinding quick, but he was determined to take that one to the rim.
Let's go to our great sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for an update. Doris?
Well, Kevin, as you know, the philosophy of Denver Nuggets head coach George Karl is emphasizing a lot of free throws and points in the paint. He says the free throw is the second best shot in basketball. First is the layup. So, guys, last season, the Nuggets did them proud. They were tops in the league in free throws made and fourth in shots at the rim. Sounds like a winning combination, guys.
All right, thank you, Doris. Poked away. George, covered by Smith. Goes up. Hansbrough, that's good. Here's Billups. 2:36 left in the second. Pass to Nene. Foster on him. The 10-footer. Again, the Nuggets score.
Boy, he's really doing a nice job taking advantage of what the defense is giving.
Here is Hansbrough. Here's George. And there are the Pacers with another bucket. Here is Billups. They lead by 1. Smith outside. And here is Billups. Picked up by Collison. Takes it up. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Look at the big fella out of Brazil. Nene standing 6'11" and 250.
Kevin, he's got a unique combination of quickness and strength. He can bang with the big guys in the low post, but he also excels running the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Kenyon Martin, he's checked in for Harrington. Flalo comes in for J.R. Smith. And it's Lawson in for Chauncey Billups. Collison, no good. But Clark, 2 consecutive seasons now, Nene's production has dipped in the playoffs, both in scoring and rebounding.
And as a result, the critics are starting to mumble that Nene shrinks in the spotlight rather than shining in it. We'll see if he can change that thinking.
To the paint, Anthony. And that drops in off the glass for 2. Anthony's got his second bucket of the game to go. And for the Pacers, a 32-50 record overall last season, number 10 in the Eastern Conference.
Not what they expected, Kevin, but at home, the Pacers did end up 23-18.
The Nuggets leading by 3. Hansbrough gets the reach-in call. His first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First one falls for him. And Clark, home court advantage really can be a huge boost to a team, can't it?
And you find it being the case more with younger teams, Kevin, because it really does give a team like that a burst of energy, but for any team, it helps.
Roy Hibbert's checked in for Jeff Foster. Here's Collison, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Now Hibbert gets rid of it. Here's George. Rebound by Anthony.
Well, it's obvious they've definitely come out ahead when it comes to rebounding in this particular contest. Boxing out, good positioning, and then pursuing the pumpkin.
They can end up with a final possession depending on how they play the clock. Hibbert kicks to Collison. And here's Hansbrough. Granger covered by Martin. Fouled, and he was real close to getting the three-point opportunity. He'll go to the line for 2.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
For the Nuggets, Chris Anderson is checked in for Nene. Harrington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And Chauncey Billups is subbed in for Ty Lawson. Here is Billups. 24 seconds left in the half. Five to shoot. Here's Harrington, up high and down hard.
That's a good example of excellent communication. The nice lead pass led his teammate right to the rim for the basket.
And that concludes the first half.
You look at what Nene has done so far. He's got 6 points.
And it's been a great basketball game going on in Indianapolis. Now let's send you back to Kevin.
The second half is now beginning. It's been a close one. Neither team has been able to get an edge. Here is Collison. Not on the scoreboard yet. Danny Granger and Tyler Hansbrough make up the forwards. Then it's Roy Hibbert, and there's Collison and George. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Here's Granger. Can't hit. So the Nuggets will take it the other way. Looking at Danny Granger, a great wing player taken out of New Mexico, taken number 17, in fact, by the Indiana Pacers, Clark, back in 2005.
Boy, and that's a great value at that pick, Kevin. I mean, he's turned into their franchise player. 2 seasons ago was his big breakthrough. He's an all-star. They run their offense through him, and he's responded.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Kevin, they're fighting extremely hard right here. Bit by bit, just trying to pull away.
13 feet out. Sinks it. He's got 6. The Nuggets leading by 8. We get a look at the Pacers here. What does this team need to do to get on top?
I think they need another star next to Danny Granger, and they need the continued development of young players. Brandon Rush, Roy Hibbert, and certainly a good play at the point guard position would help also.
And Clark, to that point, they have a lot of guys that are solid role players.
So if they could get, if they could get Granger a little help, stay healthy, and see the continued development of a guy like Roy Hibbert, who I think is going to be a really solid offensive center throughout his career, the Pacers will have a chance to maybe sneak into the playoffs.
Here is Billups. About 3.5 minutes left in the third. He's covered by Collison. And Anthony with the basket on the assist by Billups. Anthony's got 8.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
Anthony left side. Here's Granger, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one's on Anthony.
Taking a look at Danny Granger, he's had some injuries recently. Last December, he tore the plantar fascia in his right foot and had to miss a month of playing time.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Billups. Picked up by Collison. Billups dishes to Martin. Smith outside. Pass to Billups. He's covered by Collison. Back to Smith. 4 on the shot clock. Well, Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Anthony. And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. Clark, thinking back to Carmelo Anthony in his collegiate days, he helped lead the Syracuse Orangemen to the school's first NCAA championship back in 2003.
Yeah, in that championship game, he was the most outstanding player. It was really fun to watch. An inside-outside threat. Had a great season, and it definitely put the basketball world on notice that this young man had game.
Here is Billups. It's a 10-point game. The tray. Smith's shot is good. Smith's got 12.
Well, they appear to be tired to me. They just look flat. They haven't gotten the kind of effort they need on the defensive end in this half. Boy, there's been no answer for the three-point shot this half. They've dominated from behind the arc. They've really done a great job securing the rebounds, Kevin.
They got the advantage right now, Clark, +5. And like we were saying, having more rebounds helps in so many ways.
Well, here with the lead, it's important that you eliminate second chance opportunities for your opponents and then get some of those yourself. Well, you can see the extra pep in their step here in the second half. I mean, it's obvious. And that extra energy may be the difference in winning and losing.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Denver. Lawson comes in for Chauncey Billups. Deflects the pass.
Hey, come around.
Here's Aflalo. He's covered by Collison. To the wing. Anderson. No good on the baseline, Jay.
That's pretty smart defense to let him take those shots.
Seeing Denver in action, they had a losing record on the road, though, Clark, 19-22 last year.
Yeah, and they were the only team in the West, Kevin, to